Hey, Theo here again. So today I'm super excited because I'm going to talk about a new self-sort upsell I've created for my client, and it's been crushing it, right? So I made a post about that in my feed right there, right? So I launched new OTA1 self-sort, and the take rate for the OTA1, which are email templates. If you look back in one of my previous videos, the flow was for this offer. Basically, the front-end product is we are giving them a way to close high-ticket clients with one slide, right? And then the upsell is very simple. It's like just saying, okay, now you've got a very cool method to close people on the phone, but now the problem is you need people to come on the phone, right? So that's why we're going to give you all these email sequences. So we're going to make sure that you get people booking calls with you, right? And then showing up on the calls, right? Because it doesn't matter if you're the best closing method in the market, if nobody's showing to the Zoom call, it's not going to work, right? So this positioning and the offer is very strong, and the take rate we've got so far was around 16% on the OTO1, which is like pretty good, right? It's good, right? 15, you're always aiming for like 10%, 20%, right? So around 16% is good. And then we launched this new self sort, right? And then out of the gate, it went from 15.96 to 58.33, right? So I can show the stats here. So this is not so here, like you can see here, and 58, right? This is crazy, like the bump. And then just because of that, we got like many sales coming in, like for $220. $28 on cold traffic, right? So this is like Facebook ads. So people who have no idea who he was, who the expert I'm working with was or is, ended up spending $228 on cold traffic, right? Which is huge, right? And really helps like liquidate the ad spend. And then now we have a lot of room to scale the offer. So yeah, this is the post I made. Early data, of course, right? And I call it the Supercharge self-sort. So I'm going to show you a bit how it works. But now the stats, so of course it's early data, right? The current stat right now is 29.73%, right? So yeah, it's like we almost got like the same take rate for the first product, right? And then the new product we introduced is having a 10.81% take rate here, right? So it pretty much doubled the take rate on the OTA1, right? Which is huge. So the AOV contribution doubled for the upsell, which is the most important piece of the funnel when it comes to scaling, right? So now let me show you how we did this, right? So basically, just to recap again, for this offer, it's okay, 1 second. All right, cool. So to recap, right? So the front end was the product, and then the OTO1. So this is like the closing method, right? And that's for like $37, right? And then the OTO1 initially was the email sequences, right? And that for $97, right? So I thought like, okay, in the front end, right, we've got these two bumps, right? So bump one was about helping them structure their high ticket offer so they can charge more, right? Which is cool, right? Which we're selling for like $17, and the take rate is around 25 to 30%, right? And bump two is AI prompts, right? So basically the AI prompts, we're just telling them like, hey, instead of spending time, because the offer is a one slide they can present to close people on the phone, right? So pretty much the Bump 2, right? It gives them AI prompts so they can generate the slide super fast, right? Now I just realized I'm talking with my headphones, which are not used for it because I have my microphone, so I don't know why I'm having my my headphones. So let me just remove that. This whole fucking time. Yeah, so basically, Bump 2 is like AI prompts, right? So we sold that for $27. It got a 50% take rate. So it's AI prompts. And the goal was that these, right, they help to accelerate. Yeah. They help to make the front end, right, faster, right? Okay, the screen stopped working. But basically, like the AI prompts, right, you could see them here. We've got a very high take rate, like 50%, right? And that indicates that the buyers, they are super interested in prompts, right? If you get a bump and it has a high take rate, you really need to start thinking like, okay, what in the bump are people interested in? What do they, if it's so high, it means there's a lot of intent and interest in here, right? So I asked myself, okay, like the AI prompt is crushing it, right? So we need to find a way to put more AI in the offer, right? And in this offer, the upsell is we're giving them the email sequences, like high ticket email sequences, so they can close people on the phone afterwards, right? So they get people joining the phone call thanks to the email sequences, and then they can use the closing method to close the sale, right? And then the templates, you know, like on this, we've got like around a 16% take rate, right? Which is good, right? It's all right. If I can actually draw that, it's like 16% take rate, which is good. And then like we asked ourselves, okay, like we need to find a way to put more AI into the offer. So I asked the expert to create AI prompts, right, about the email sequences, right? Because email sequences are like plug and play, you know, they can just put their information, right? But if you want to make it even faster for them, we can just give them like custom AI prompts they can use for the specific email sequences, right? So this way, we can make the offer even more attractive, right? And that's where the new self-sort I made came from, right? So I like to call it the Supercharge self-sort, right? Just making them like random names. But yeah, and the way it works is pretty much we took what we already had, right? So we took the OTA1, the email templates, right? And the fun fact is, like, I just asked the expert to create the prompts, and then once they were ready, it literally took me like 1 hour, right, to set that up. That's how easy it was, right? Same copy. I had to make some tweak in the copy, right, a little bit. But basically, the Supercharge self-sort, what we did is, first we got the original offer, right? But we're giving them two options, right? So option one is they get the email templates, right? They get the email templates, right? But they get only that, right? So email templates only, right? And that's for $97, right? So that was the original price, right? This is the original offer, nothing changed, right? And then what we did is that we're giving them a second option, right? And it's the email templates plus AI prompts, right? And this is for $147, right? And we kind of framed it in a way saying that, okay, it's just $50 more, right? So you just pay $50 extra, right? Kind of extra like that. And then you can get the same email templates plus AI prompts that are custom for these email sequences, right? So you can write them in like just a few minutes, right? So it's super fast, and they can use these anywhere else, different offers. It makes it even more flexible. It helps them accelerate the outcome, and it's super powerful, right? And that allowed us to go from a 15% take rate, right, to something like a 30% take rate, right? So we almost like double, right? If you can see, like, remember, like at the beginning of the video, it went from like 15 to 16% to like 29%, 30%, right? So we doubled the take rate on the upsell, which is huge, right? And it all comes down to a principle that is very, very important when it comes to scaling low ticket offers, right? And then Alan Sutanich talks a lot about it's, you know, it's all about allowing the buyers, right, to have more choices and less decisions, right? By more choices, it's all about giving them more offers, right? And the more offers you can make, the more money you're gonna make, right? That's why, like in checkout pages, you should always put 2 order bumps, right? If not putting 2 order bumps, like you're missing out, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, right? Because, you know, you want to, you know, checkout page, you have this real estate, you want to use that the best way possible, right? So you want to make offers, right? So of course you don't want to make 10 offers, right? There's like, you need to find the optimal balance. But like for instance, checkout pages, you want to have 2 bumps, right? And then the OTO one, now let me just show you through a drawing, right? Let's say you've got like, you know, the offer right now, when it started, it was just the, you know, the original thing I shared, right? So the method for like $37, right? And then the templates for $97, right? I could have just added the prompts as a second upsell, right? So I could just create another upsell and be like, okay, if you want, you can just get the AI prompts for $50, right? The thing is, like here for the buyer, they have to make 1 decision here, 2 decisions here, 3 decisions, right? And the more decisions they have to make, the more fatigue it creates, right? And when somebody is tired, right, the likelihood that they're going to start buying additional product is very low. It lowers this likelihood, right? So instead of doing that, you can just do a front end, right? And then goes here, and then the OTO one, we give them the 2 options, right? So $97 or $147, right? And in here, they only have to take 2 decisions, right? So here they get more choices and more decisions. More choices and less decisions. So I hope this was helpful, right? The key is always to give the buyer more choices and less decisions. And by more choices, it's always about more offers, right? You want to always have more offers and condense this, right? If you can condense the funnel to make as many offers as possible, right, in a way that it feels that the buyer don't take that many decisions, it's going to really help you to increase the AOV, right? And really helps you scale the offer, right? That's why you would always see that in offers, we always say like add to my order, right? You know, like this type of language where we're just saying like add to my order. You see this language in call to action for like order bumps or upsells, right? And that's what, because we want to expand on their decision, right? We're giving them more choices, right? It's like, hey, it's not like you have to make a decision between this or that, right? It's just like you're having this product, but you can also add this product to your order, right? It's just add on top of it, right? So it doesn't feel like they're making a decision, right? That's why like all the order bumps are like, hey, add this to my order, add this to my order, right? And that's what we're trying to also do here inside the self sort, right? Because also here we're going to say like at the end of each button, call to action, just say add to my order, right? So there's this, so we're expanding decisions for the buyer, and at the same time we're condensing the offers, right? So that way they only take 2 decisions in this scenario here, you know, like one here and one here, instead of taking several decisions, right? Yeah, so that was the Supercharge self-sort upsell, right? And the cool thing is that you can use this anywhere, right? If you have like email templates, you can just, or any type of templates you're offering as an upsell, you can just literally like create another option, right? Where you give the same templates plus AI prompts, right? And just giving them those 2 options, I guarantee you is going to help you increase your take rate, right? Exactly like it did for us, right? Like we literally double the take rate doing this. So I really suggest and recommend you trying that. And yeah, and just replicate this on other offers, right? So if you have templates you're offering as upsells, offer the templates and only versus the templates plus AI prompts, and it's going to crush it for you. So I hope this was helpful. If you liked this video, feel free to drop a like, drop a comment, right? It's very funny because I used to see this all the time in videos, and now I'm just saying it myself. So yeah, feel free to drop a like, drop a comment if you find this helpful. And yeah, I can't wait to share like new insights like this, because I'm working on different offers. I'm gonna have a ton of different insights, and I'm gonna keep sharing everything in here. So that's it for the video. I wish you a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.